Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today our group project will present about the group assignment for the course Principle of Operating System, which is CSC520. So the title that our group choose is the difference between Android and iOS. Our group have 4 members, which is IZZATUL, which is me, INSYIRAH, NURSYAMIMI, and also SITI Khadijah.
Let's start with the introduction. What is an Android operating system? Android operating system is a mobile operating system based on Linux that is primarily used on smartphones and tablets. The Android platform consists of an operating system based on the Linux kernel, a graphical user interface, a web browser, and an user application that can be downloaded. Although the first Android demonstration used a generic QWERTY smartphone with a large VGA screen, the operating system was designed to run on low-cost handset with traditional numeric keypads. Android was released under the Apache v2 open source license, which allows for many different variations of the operating system to be developed for other devices such as gaming consoles and digital cameras. Although Android is based on open source software, most Android devices includes a suite of proprietary applications, which is Google Maps, YouTube, Google Chrome, and also Gmail. Next, what is iOS? iOS is an Apple mobile operating system for iPhones, iPads, and other Apple mobile devices. After Android, iOS is the most popular and widely used mobile operating system. The iOS operating system has a layered structure. It does not communicate directly. Communication will be aided by the layers between the application layer and the hardware layer. The lower level provides fundamental services upon which all applications rely, while the higher level layers provide graphics and interface-related services. The majority of system interface come with a special package known as a framework. A framework is a directory that contains dynamic share libraries such as file, header files, image, and helper apps. Each layer contains a collection of frameworks that are useful to developers. For the differences between iOS and Android operating system in terms of reliability, for iOS has more centralized approach to updates, ensuring that all devices receive updates promptly. For an iOS software update, try to think about hardware integration because they are all manufactured by the same company. All iOS-powered devices will have the same level of security. Apple's mobile device and operating system are inextricably linked, giving them far more control over how they interact. While iOS device features are more limited than those of Android device, the iPhone's integrated design makes security vulnerabilities far less common and more difficult to detect. Apple system is more consistent because they are sold of iOS developers. If an iOS device qualifies for the latest update, it will receive as soon as it releases. With iOS intended to work only on the iPhone as a lockdown system and Android intended to work on any hardware as an open project. Next, iOS have a better App Store review process. Every app on the Apple App Store is truly inspected, which reduces the number of apps available while also reducing malware-infected apps and security issues. Updates are easier to create and distribute because Apple strictly controls the devices in its ecosystem. This also means that Apple can usually keep iOS device updated for a longer period before discontinuing official support after 5 years, and also keep malicious or low-quality apps out of the App Store. Lastly, iOS have to pay a monthly subscription. iOS does not offer better storage option. iOS does not support external storage also. This means that the user have to pay a significant amount of money upfront for additional storage. And if the user run out of space, the user have to pay monthly subscription for iCloud storage, or the user have to delete files to make the room. This is because Apple's only provide 5 gigs of free storage space with iCloud. For Android, in contrast, for software updates, Android has a less centralized approach to updates. Although Google updates on Android on a regular basis, some users may find that they do not receive the updates. The decision to offer software upgrade is made by phone manufacturers. They may not provide an upgrade to the most recent version of Android for all of their phones and tablets. Even when an upgrade is available, it is usually takes several months to release the new version of Android. With high-end phones, the chance you will get the patches quickly are higher. It can be proven because most Android phones do not run the most recent version of the operating system. Android also can change system settings without the user's permission. permissions. And if Google decided to include a new security layer in the next version of the operating system, the update will only reach a small percentage of devices. Software version may not be important for everyone, but it is for some, particularly those who prioritize security. Android is easy to expose to malware and virus infection. On multiple occasions, highly rated apps with hundreds of thousands of downloads from the Google Play Store have been found to contain Android malware. This expands the numbers of apps available, but exposes users to an increased risk of downloading a malicious app. Despite the low protection on Android, Google Play Store still has a more open policy, but it also has security measures in place to detect and remove harmful apps. As an example, some Android device manufacturers such as Samsung include additional security features in their hardware, whereas others do not. That is not the Android faults at all, but rather a symptom of how diverse Android devices are. Lastly, Android offers better storage options. Many Android phones have expandable storage via micro SD card slot, allowing you to easily add more storage space as needed without having to delete files or apps. In addition, Google provides 15 GB of free cloud storage, which make much more storage size for Android users. That's all from me. Thank you. Now I will pass to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum, my name is NURSYAMIMI, and today I will explain about the differences of security between the Android and iOS. Now I will start with the Android. All operating systems have their own security system. For the Android system, it is less secure than iOS. Android is tended to be open compared to iOS. It is to provide customers with value and innovation. Android app make use of cutting-edge software and hardware, as well as the platform expose local and serve data. The platform provides an app environment that safeguards the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of users, startup apps, and the device and the network in order to realize this value. The user data is still secure even though it is an open system. Android also allows users to download Android applications that do not have in Google Play Store. The downloaded application from unknown sources can lead to security threats such as virus, data leakage, spyware, and each other. A robust security architecture and stringent security programs are necessary for protecting an open platform. Android's multi-layer security is adaptable enough to accommodate an open platform while still safeguarding all users. Android was made with users in mind. Each app's request for permission is visible to users and they have control over those permissions. This design assumes that hackers will attempt common attacks like social engineering to get people to install malware on their device and attacks on Android third-party apps. Android was created to greatly limit the impact of these attacks if they were successful and to reduce the likelihood of them occurring. After the users has the device in their possession, Android security advancement continue. Any Android device that is still receiving security updates receive patches thanks to Android's collaboration with partners and the general public. Now I will continue about the iOS system of the security. As for iOS, the system does not allow any application that do not exist in the App Store to be downloaded on the phone from any unknown sources. The function of the system security of iOS is to control the access of system resources such as CPU, memory, and disk. Secure boot is one of the important parts of the operating system. It is because it will protect the system from the malware attacks that come from the outside. With iOS, occasional updates to security that cause iOS to lock and downloading apps from the App Store is difficult, so security threats are rare. Due to Apple reviews of all apps and verification of app publishers' identities, malware authors are less likely to create iOS application. However, an iOS device that has been jailbroken and has app downloaded from sources other than Apple Store may be at risk for malware and attacks. iOS excels in this area due to the Android ecosystem fragmentation. Software updates are made available simultaneously to all iOS devices by Apple. iOS wins when it comes to protecting user information. This permission is not granted to the iOS Pandora app, and iOS app may ask for additional permission like access to contacts and location information after it has been installed and opened by the users. However, the users can decline this request for permission. iOS users can quickly see which apps have access to their contacts and information and location, and disable access for apps which they no longer wish to share this data even after they have approved the permission request. iOS devices are more secure as a result of Apple's tight control over which application can be installed in them. Now we explain about the ease of the design. Alright, for the Android is easy to use and has a lot of community supports, offers more customization options, and many companies make smartphones that work with Android. As a result, the market is seeing a sharp rise in demand for Android mobile application developers, necessitating the hiring of smart developers with the necessary expertise. Android was initially conceived of as a mobile operating system. Android, on the other hand, has become an essential set of software for all devices, including tablets, wearables, set-top box, smart TVs, notebooks, and so on, thanks to the development of code libraries and its operated among developers in a variety of fields. Android open source project allow us to tailor the operating system to our needs. GSM, CDMA, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and other forms of connectivity are all supported by Android for transferring data or having a phone conversation. While playing games or using other applications, we can pair with other devices using Wi-Fi technology. It has multiple APIs for GPS and other location tracking service. The file manager lets us control everything that has to do with data storage. It supports a wide range of video and audio formats, including AVI, MKV, FLV, and MPEG-4 to record or play a variety of audio and video. It also works with a variety of image formats, including JPEG, PNG, GIF, PMP, MP3, and others. It also allows you to use a camera and microphone for playback or recording because we support multimedia hardware control. WebKit is an open source layout with base web browser brought into Android, support user interface HTML5 and CSS3. Android also allows us to run multiple applications at once and switch between them because it supports multitasking, and lastly support graphics in 2D, 3D or virtual reality. The design of Android is also money-friendly compared to iOS. For the iOS, the design of iOS is opposite to the Android. For example, it has FaceTime that can be used between iOS users only. For the newest version, there are a lot of improvements for FaceTime, such as enhanced mic modes that allows you to isolate your voice from background noise to improve audio quality. Also, it has portrait mode that brings these fantastic still photos features to video to blur your background. Cross-platform supports allow you to invite anyone to a FaceTime call with a link and for them to join from a web browser or Android device. SharePlace allows people on a FaceTime video call to watch video or listen to audio together, and also can share screens and watch video or listen to audio together. Their photo app also has improved. It has visual search and allows you to search within the photo app for text embedded in your photo. Live tag also allow apps to detect text within your photos and convert it into text that can be copied and pasted, or for numbers that can be tapped to call. IZZATUL adds the following in keeping with Apple's ongoing commitment to user privacy in the app privacy report, which apps have access to their data, how frequently they access it, and which third-party domains they have contact. Mail privacy protection prevents us from connecting our email data to other data sources, hides your IP address from marketers, and block threatening pieces. Siri recording are no longer sent to or stored in the cloud with on-device Siri. Siri is now available offline and works completely on your iPhone. So that's all for the ease of design for iOS. That's all for me. Thank you.
I'm INSYIRAH Binti Ahmad Kamal, and I will present about the implementation and flexibility between Android and iOS. First, I will explain about the implementation. In iOS, applications take less time to design and cost less to create and maintain than Android applications. Swift, Apple native programming language, is used by iOS developers. Swift is typically easier to use and necessitates less code words when developing native mobile applications. Next, for designing an application for iOS devices like the iPhone and iPad, this coding equals 7 time and money. The screen sizes on Apple devices are uniform. The Apple Back solution is user-friendly, covers the whole lineup of iOS devices, and offers a variety of bug fixing tools. The superb UI and responsiveness of the implementations are its benefits. Mac OS X is closed source and required for the creation of iOS applications. It cannot be used with other operating systems. Next, the implementation in Android. The development tools for Android are reputed to be simpler to set up and use than those for Apple. Google provides development tools including the well-known mobile apps development platform Jetpack. Additionally, Google provides a range of materials for programmers with various levels of expertise, including layouts that are best for beginners and more challenging designs for specialists. Next, there are so many distinct Android OS versions available. Device fragmentation makes it difficult to create Android applications. Other than that, it supports third-party applications, which one may also enjoy installing by downloading from various sources. It requires more coding than Objective-C does, and Android makes it more difficult to write complicated layouts and animations. Is one of the advantages of the implementation in Android. Next, the flexibility in iOS. iOS has greater limitations and a more regulated environment with fewer customization choices and a tough app preview procedure. The interface is clear and easy to use. It guarantees consistency of performance while minimizing interface design changes. iOS users may collaborate in real time while smartly managing business work in Word and Excel. This is because iOS facilitates the operation of the company's Office 365 application, a collection of cloud-based productivity tools that allow users to create and share data, manage data and site pages, and do a lot of more things that can be done with personal computer. Next, iOS does not support any additional widget to expand the functionalities of the application it supports. The same icons and similar appearance on the home screen persist even after upgrades is one of the advantages of flexibility in iOS. Next, the flexibility in Android. Android comes with the option to install third-party launchers, widgets, and other changes. A wide range of hardware possibilities and less constraint on app distribution. Widgets can be moved across home screen panels, and certain Android phones allow users to resize them. Next, the advantage is there is a lot of work going on in the background, which might cause the battery to deplete quickly.
Okay, hi. Okay, so for the difference of the Android and iOS based on efficiency. Okay, first on the iOS. For both iOS and Android have their own advantages and disadvantages in terms of efficiency. The effectiveness of either platform ultimately depends on a variety of variables, including the hardware of the device, software optimization, usage patterns, and overall user experience. iOS is renowned for its fast updates, simplified operating system, and close compatibility with Apple products. It also has a smooth, efficient performance. This makes the user experience quick and responsive, especially on more modern devices. The processors in the iPhones are said to function better than those in most Android phones. Furthermore, Apple successfully combines hardware and software, which improve the effectiveness and efficiency of the iPhone. iOS devices are operating at a high level overall. The benefit is that your device won't hang up, whether you are playing games or utilizing other apps. The performance of modern iOS versions is getting better and better. Other than that, iOS is a more stable and user-friendly platform in terms of performance. This is because Apple develops all of its hardware and software on this closed platform. Stricter regulations may be put in place. Because of this, the platform responds quickly, is adaptable in terms of agility, makes it simple to create apps, and there is less piracy. Personalization is a drawback. Customizing an app becomes difficult due to the numerous restrictions imposed by iOS. Since all apps must adhere to a design standards that make it difficult for an app to stand out from the crowd, this lack of flexibility can also have an impact on how well-liked the app is. Additionally, even though iOS has frameworks you can use to speed up the development process, many of them require license, which might raise the cost of development. Okay, next is for the Android, the efficiency of Android. So in contrast, Android has a platform that is more fragmented and offers a greater variety of hardware alternatives, which it might result in different performance levels. The open source nature of Android, on the other hand, enables greater customization and also optimization that potentially improving the performance on certain devices. The benefits of multitasking is that any Android phone can run multiple programs at once. For instance, you can listen to music while accessing Facebook. Fractionation is a drawback. Numerous devices with various screen sizes and resolutions must be managed. This makes developing the UI and designing the app much more difficult. Since a device malfunction may prevent users from using the app as planned, Android development teams must take this into account if they want to offer responsive app designs that operate without issue across a variety of devices and examine the impact of releasing the new features. This explains why the Play Store has so many low-quality apps.